black fish that's sleeping ahead of us over there, Addy?
That's a nurse shark.
So it's a shark, is it? So how come it isn't moving then?
Because it's sleeping. As it does all its hunting by night, it tends to sleep during the day, either on the seabed or in caves.
Are you mad? You've just woken it up.
Don't worry, Whoops. It isn't dangerous to man.
But if it's called a nurse shark, maybe it's because it's nursing a grudge against us.
The only thing it would be nursing is a heavy stomach, as it eats a lot, mainly crabs, lobsters, octopuses and sea urchins. It lives in shallow waters around Africa and America.
OK. Hey, look! That one's swimming.
It has very strong muscles and swims by making its tail snake from side to side, a little like an eel.
Oh, I'd beat it in a race any day.
I don't think so. These sharks are fast. They can swim at almost 30 miles per hour.
You're right. I'd win far too easily. It was a joke.
And can you see that little fish that is swimming along with the shark?
Is that a baby shark?
No, it's a remora. It attaches itself to the shark to clean it by pecking at its skin.
But wouldn't the shark just eat the remora?
No, because the remora is doing it a favour. In exchange, the shark lets the remora have some of its leftovers to eat.
Well, I'm not sure there'll be much left over. Just look at that greedy guts go.
Did you know that a shark can have up to 3,000 teeth, all spread out in several rows?
That's what I mean. With 3,000 teeth on the go, he's not going to leave much. In fact, if I had 3,000 teeth, I'd be able to munch 1,000 biscuits at the same time.
Yeah.
Look at that nurse shark. Looks like he's got a moustache.
They are, in fact, little barbels that allow it to feel any possible prey hiding under the sand. If it finds something, it just smacks down its mouth and swallows its victim whole.
Haha, like me. Eating biscuits.
Look there, Whoops.
Ah, that's a kind of shark as well.
Yes, but there's a big difference in shape between a classic shark with its large fin in its middle and the nurse shark, which is longer and has 2 flexible fins on its back.
So, how long is this nurse shark then, Addy?
Some nurse sharks can grow up to 13 feet long. That's as long as a car.
Right, now I know what I need to do to grow as big as a nurse shark.
I think I know what's coming.
Eat biscuits and drink lots of milk.
Catch you next time, inhabitants of the Blue Planet.
So, Addy, what's a nurse shark?
The nurse shark has an elongated shape and 2 fins on its back. It hunts especially at night, but is not very dangerous to man. Oh, I think it could be 40 winks time for Whoops soon.
I'm going to be like a fish and not sleep at all.
Fish do sleep, you know.
Hey, have you ever seen a fish close its eyes and go to sleep?
Fish don't have eyelids, so they can't close their eyes, but that doesn't stop them sleeping.
Oh, yeah. He really looks as though he's snoozing.
To be able to keep still and sleep, fish use an air bladder. They inflate this vessel by swallowing just enough air from the surface to allow them to remain at the depth they want and to stabilise themselves.
This one's looking for a bed for the night.
If they want to change position and drop a little bit deeper, all they have to do is let out a bit more air.
Isn't there something much simpler?
In order to sleep, some fish settle between pebbles, some hide in the algae, and others lie under the sand, like this ray, for example.
Ah, well, at least it's got itself a blanket. That's much more comfortable.
And there are others that carry their beds with them, like this hermit crab, who's only got to crawl inside to go to sleep.
And the turtle, they can sleep inside their shells, can't they?
You're right. But did you know that there is a fish who makes up its bed every night?
Oh, yes?
It's the parrotfish. It makes its very own sleeping bag thanks to a substance it secretes which solidifies on contact with water.
But I can't see it.
Look closer. It's an almost transparent sac which surrounds it and protects it from predators.
Addy, that gives me an idea. I found a way of making my own protective sack.
I don't know whether that's going to be very comfortable.
Oh, Addy, it's just not fair.
Don't worry, Whoops. You are not a fish.
Yes, I know I'm a mammal. But I'm not going to sleep because I'm not tired.
Did you know that sea mammals sleep in different ways too?
What are you talking about? That dolphin's swimming, not sleeping.
Wrong. It's difficult to see any difference, but it is sleeping.
Addy, be serious. That dolphin is definitely swimming. Look.
A dolphin's brain has two hemispheres, so one half of the brain sleeps while the other half is awake, allowing it to swim and breathe at the same time.
Wow! So that means that half of me could sleep while the other half eats at the same time!
You could try it. Shh! You'll soon be dreaming of chocolate cake. See you soon, Earthlings, and sweet dreams.
Addy, how do fish sleep?
Each species of fish has its own method of finding a quiet place to sleep. Meanwhile, some sea mammals, like the dolphin, only half sleep, so they can breathe and swim at the same time.
Oh, look at that, Addy. A little octopus.
You're right, Whoops. It is an octopus. And they can be found in many seas, such as the Mediterranean.
Wow! Its head is enormous. It's got to be hyper-intelligent, eh?
Yes, it is quite clever.
By the way, has it only got a head and arms?
Yes, it has 8 long tentacles, each one with 2 rows of suckers.
Hey, I've got the same thing. Look at me, Addy.
And do you think you can use them as well as an octopus, Whoops?
Call me Whooptopus, please. I will demonstrate how I can walk perfectly with my suckers. Ow!
Go on.
Later. I'm worried about how an octopus moves in an emergency.
Well, it can use its tentacles to move itself as well as to swim fast.
And aren't these suckers used for anything else?
Yes, for eating too.
Ah!
The octopus is a carnivore. It catches small crustaceans with its suckers and guides them to its mouth.
Ah, now that's very interesting.
A little bird is telling me that you want to try being a whooptopus in the kitchen.
Excellent idea. Let's go.
Come on. I've got the ice cream out, Whoops. Hurry up or it will melt.
Wait for me. Oh, don't eat it all.
What happened to you then?
Nothing. Tell me, why is it difficult to spot an octopus?
You don't really see them because they're so well camouflaged. Their skin can change colour to blend in with their surroundings.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
That's the idea. The octopus loves to hide. Generally speaking, it only comes out of its lair when the sun goes down in order to go hunting.
Oh, wowee. Well, I couldn't wait that long. I'd be starving. What on earth's he doing?
When it is frightened, an octopus squirts a little jet of ink before it hides away.
Phew, that's disgusting.
No, it means it can escape without being seen.
Ah, yes. Very clever indeed. Carry on, I'm all ears.
Oh, whoops. Did you really think I wouldn't see you trying to escape?
No, I was just going to make sure that the ice cream hadn't melted so that we could eat it later.
Right. OK. See you next time, Earthlings.
So then, Addy, what is an octopus?
It is a sea creature with 8 tentacles, each one with 2 rows of suckers which allow it to move and catch its prey.
I surprised you, eh? I surprised you. Give up. You have no chance of escape.
OK, you've got me.
That's because I was very well hidden, eh? What about fish? Do they play hide and seek?
In a manner of speaking, yes. But they have to hide away from their predators. Look at this fish, for example. This is a carpet shark.
What? It hides under a carpet?
No, because most of the time it stays at the bottom, its colours camouflage it perfectly.
Wow! A real sea chameleon!
But that's not all. Some fish have designs on their bodies that look like heads, but which are in fact located on their tails. This butterfly fish, for example, has a black spot next to its tail that makes you think it's an eye.
You'd think it was upside down.
This confuses predators as to its real size. And sometimes it's the actual shape of a fish that allows it to hide. Look at this trumpet fish, for example. Its stick-like shape blends in perfectly with the algae branches.
A trumpet fish! What a great disguise! Hey, wait a minute. I can do that too. Close your eyes, Addy, and count to 3.
1, 2, 3. Where could Whoops be? Yoo-hoo! Indeed, Whoops, you are more invisible than the Invisible Man. Here, let me show you something similar. Look here. This is a scorpion fish whose shape and colour allow it to blend in with the rocks.
Hey, if it wasn't careful, it would lose itself.
Very good. Instead of camouflaging themselves, some fish just hide away somewhere.
Bah! How can something hide in that? There's only sand there. Oh!
Ah, now you see it, Whoops. A ray with its flat body can hide in the sand and be invisible.
Well, I must say, it can't be very comfortable for him. Poor thing.
Maybe not, but a hermit crab can be just as crafty. It hides itself in an empty shell, which protects it like a suit of armour. A clownfish is even more sneaky. Its special skin renders it insensitive to the sea anemone's poison. In that way, if someone wants to catch it, it just retreats into the safety of the anemone's branches.
Bah! Well, that sounds like cheating to me, Addy.
They can also take refuge under a rock, like this fish. When in danger, a triggerfish hides in a crevice and attaches itself to a rock with a dorsal spine, making it impossible to dislodge. Oh my! Whoops has disappeared again. What a joker he is. Well, in that case, I'll just have to eat that chocolate cake myself.
Hey, what?
I know someone who's going to hide in the kitchen. Well, Earthlings, see you next time.
So, Addy, how do fish hide?
Certain fish can camouflage themselves thanks to their colours, while others prefer to hide in the sand.
Wow! Look at that turtle, Addy!
It's a cow-and turtle, a species in danger of extinction. None have been seen in the whole of France since 1940.
Really? Did they find it a bit cold there, then?
No, this species of turtle is under threat, like many other sea animals.
But why does that happen, Addy?
In fact, there are several reasons why certain types of sea animals are disappearing.
I know! Yeah, it's oil slicks.
Of course, the oil that covers beaches does kill many animals, but oil slicks only represent a very small fraction of sea pollution.
Yes, but they still look really bad.
Wastes, from factories for example, that are dumped into the sea, contain toxic substances or heavy metals which pollute the water and eventually sea animals.
But you can't swallow metals?
You can. Polluted water contains tiny particles of heavy metals, and so when fish swallow water, these particles remain in their bodies. Whale blubber, for example, is often polluted from heavy metals.
Well, that must mean that they have an inbuilt suit of armour then, obviously.
I'm afraid not. These polluting substances prevent the immune system from working properly, so if a whale becomes sick, it cannot cure itself.
But that's terrible. Does that mean a whale has to stop eating?
The problem is that sea mammals, for example, are threatened because they're at the top of the food chain. As the fish they eat are already contaminated, the sea mammals are further poisoned.
Oh dear, you're putting me off my food.
And that's not all. Hundreds of thousands of dolphins die each year, not only because of pollution. In fact, they find themselves trapped in fishermen's nets, unable to move and breathe.
Well, I'd like to ban fishing if that would save the dolphins.
The main problem is the fishing technique. Certain fishermen use large nets which drag along in the water and trap many dolphins. Nowadays, we are overfishing so much that lobsters are becoming increasingly rare. There are hardly any now along European coasts.
But fish do produce a lot of babies.
While fishing remains very intensive, fish have no time to reproduce, and so whole populations are disappearing.
What a shame! We'll have nothing to eat soon.
People also hunt for shells, not to eat them, but just because they're pretty.
But there are loads of shells, aren't there?
There, in the Coral Sea off Australia, lots of beautiful shells, like the tritons of the Pacific, are hunted. But the tritons are the main predators of giant starfish, like this pretty pink one here.
So, no tritons would mean more starfish. That's great for the starfish, then.
Yes, but the delicate balance of the coral reef would be destroyed. Too many starfish means destruction of the coral, like here, for example.
Oh dear, it's all dried up. That poor coral.
Yes, I'm afraid it's dead coral.
Right, from now on, we're just going to fish for what we need.
So where are you going then?
I'm going fishing for some chocolate pudding.
I'll see you soon, Earthlings.
Why are some fish in danger of extinction?
Pollution poisons many fish, and intensive fishing prevents species reproducing, which could destroy the natural balance of sea life.
exist in the sea?
I don't know anybody who's seen one,
Oh, really? Never? Oh, that is a shame.
but there are plenty of legends about mermaids.
Ah, I really love legends.
And as with all legends, there is some truth in them. Sailors have long thought they had seen mermaids, but in fact they were really manatees.
Manatees?
Manatees are the sailors' mermaids.
I didn't think mermaids looked like that. They look like giant sausages.
Generally speaking, manatees are about 10 feet in length and can weigh up to 1,200 pounds. Imagine, that's the same as 50 whoopsies.
Wow, that would make a super mega sausage.
Yes, but a sausage that can swim really well.
What are those hand things near its head?
They are small fins, which help it swim in the right direction.
Amazing! Look, its nose is above the water.
Absolutely. Manatees are mammals and so have to come to the surface to breathe, just like dolphins and whales.
So, does it ever come on land, like seals do?
No, because it doesn't come from the same family as seals. Come here, I want to show you something.
It's really tiny, that one.
Yes, it's a baby with its mother. You know, a manatee's pregnancy lasts for 1 year.
And later, do they live in a family?
It depends. Sometimes they live in a family and sometimes alone.
Tell me, in order to get as huge as that...
I know where you're going. Here's your answer. Manatees are herbivores. They chew on seagrass and algae. Sometimes they're known as sea cows.
Oh dear, dear. A cow would never eat that much salad.
They are capable of eating about 65 pounds of plants per day. Imagine, that's about 60 salads a day.
Well, I'd prefer something a little sweeter, like 60 bars of chocolate.
Did you know manatees can do an amazing thing? They have teeth that move. What happens is that the teeth that are formed at the back of the jaw move progressively forward. After a certain time, the teeth in front are used up and fall out, but they're replaced by the following ones.
Excellent! You'd never need to clean your teeth again.
This is because the sand that's mixed in with the plants destroys their teeth very quickly.
In any case, a cow that eats 60 salads a day isn't quite the same as a pretty mermaid.
But long ago, sailors only saw them from afar. And also, manatees sometimes cry out, which can sound a bit like wailing.
Well, I think that sailors from long ago should have used glasses. Because I would have seen them straight away.
Yeah, right. OK, see you soon, Earthlings.
So, Addy, do mermaids really exist?
A long time ago, sailors thought they saw mermaids, but in fact they were manatees, which are large mammals who eat algae.
Help me, Addy! I'm turning into an ice cube!
What's happened to you?
I was rummaging around in the fridge when the door shut on me.
And you got trapped?
Yes. Luckily, though, I managed to use a cucumber to prise the door open.
You look like a penguin.
Do penguins live in fridges, then?
This is where they live. They only live in the southern hemisphere and more precisely in the Antarctic. Shall we go?
But it's miles away.
Don't worry, I'll put the automatic pilot on, which will give us lots of time to learn more about this funny animal. A penguin is a seabird. It can't fly, but it can run and swim.
Well, what have they got wings for then?
Have a guess.
At first glance, I'd say it's used as a table tennis bat.
Good one, Whoops. In fact, it's used for swimming. There are two species of penguins. The blue penguin is the smaller one and measures only about 15 inches, and the emperor penguin, which can measure up to 4 feet. Well, that's it. Here we are then. Welcome to the Antarctic.
Wow, that was really quick.
Come on, let's go and watch the penguins from the control room. Now, Whoops, you see what I mean? Penguins are excellent swimmers and can swim up to 20 miles an hour underwater. They propel themselves with their fins and their feet act as rudders. What's more, they only find their food underwater.
What do they eat?
They mostly eat small fish, cuttlefish and crustaceans.
Hey, what's wrong with him? Is he ill?
Course not. Every year, penguins lose their coats to grow new ones. It's called molting.
And that one there? Is that a baby?
Yes, it is, Whoops. The babies are covered in a sort of down, and while they have this down, their parents take care of them. As soon as they start molting at around 6 months, they have to fend for themselves. Penguins always live in large communities with many thousands of individuals.
See that? They must love each other very much. They're stuck together like glue.
In fact, it's only to protect themselves from the cold. The penguins get together in a big circle. Those in the middle are protected from the cold by those on the outside. But don't worry, everyone gets a go in the middle.
Just because a penguin's head isn't very big, it doesn't mean they're stupid, does it?
Well said, Whoops.
Thank you. And now I'm going to fix a security rail around the fridge so that I'll never fall inside again.
Bye-bye, Earthlings. See you next time.
So, Addy, where do penguins live?
Penguins live in the Antarctic, close to the South Pole. They are seabirds and live in communities all their lives.
Addy, come and see. A funny thing with lots of tentacles is going past.
That is a squid, Whoops.
A squib?
No, Whoops. It's a squid. It does look a bit strange, but did you know that a very long time ago, people used to take its inner shells and dip them into ink and use them to write with? That's the story of a squid. Funny, eh, Whoops?
Ah, it's like an octopus.
Close. Both of them come from the same family, cephalopod mollusks.
A cellophane what?
Cephalopods, which means feet on the head. Look here. The squid has a soft body, but inside it has a straight, tube-like shell called a plume, which was used for writing.
Shall we try and catch it?
If you like, Whoops, but I think you'll be waiting for a very long time.
Rubbish! Why say that?
Because the squid is an excellent swimmer. It may be small, but it can swim just as fast as some big fish.
Well, that's because it's got loads of tentacles to help it on its way.
Actually, it doesn't. A squid doesn't use its tentacles to move about. Instead, it relies on jet propulsion.
Do you mean to tell me it's a motorised mollusk?
A bit like that, Whoops. It swallows water, then spits it out so strongly that the force of it moves it forward.
So, instead of using tentacles which are easy, it makes life more complicated for itself. By the way, how many has it got? 1, 2, 5, 8, 1, 4, 6...
10!
Oh.
8 short and 2 long. They're used to direct the squid through water and to catch prey and transport it to its beak.
I say, Addy, what's that smoke? Is there a fire in the water?
Of course not, Whoops. It's ink that the squid has just squirted out.
It's ink?
In fact, it's not really ink as such. It's really a pigment that dyes the water and looks like a smokescreen. It allows the squid to escape from its predators.
Ink and plumes. I'm not surprised Jules Verne wrote about them.
Bravo, Whoops! You are cultured. In 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Jules Verne wrote about giant squid. In fact, he was right. They do exist. At the bottom of the ocean, more than 3,000 feet down, live giant squid that can reach up to 70 feet in length.
How awful!
Don't worry. The average squid varies in size between 4 inches and 2 feet long.
And what do they eat?
They feed on mollusks, fish and crustaceans.
Do they eat crabs?
They do. It has a strong beak, just like a parrot has. It's found right in the middle of its tentacles, and it's so strong it can crack open shells of crabs and other crustaceans.
Phew! Wow! We don't want to be bitten by a squib then, do we?
Squid, Whoops. Bye, Earthlings.
So, Addy, what is a squid?
It's a mollusk from the same family as the octopus. It has 10 tentacles and can reach up to 70 feet in length. Whoops! Where are you?
Shh! Not so loud!
What are you doing?
Not so loud! You might wake the snake up!
The snake?
Yes, I saw it just now! It was all green and enormous! Look, there it is! Ah!
No, Whoops. That isn't a snake. That's a moray eel.
Ah! Well, that's as maybe, but... Ah! It doesn't look all that friendly, does it?
It makes you think it's a snake because it has an elongated body which undulates, like all the eels.
Well, in any case, I wasn't frightened. Anyway, there's something a little strange about it. Have you seen its skin?
Indeed. The moray eel is a fish with thick skin and no scales.
Oh! Just look at the way it's looking at us!
The moray eel can indeed be aggressive. If you upset it, it will bite you in order to defend its territory.
Ah! What did I tell you?
Its jaw is full of long, thin, pointed teeth. If it bit you, you certainly would know about it.
Oh, my goodness!
What's wrong with you, Whoops?
Nothing. Just doing a little exercise.
Don't worry, Whoops. If you keep your distance, nothing will happen to you. Now you see, the moray eel hides in a hole in the middle of the rocks. Only the front part of its body is protruding, and it wobbles about a bit because of the currents.
And why does it always keep its great big mouth open?
I think I know just the person who can answer that question. That's you. Have you lost your tongue?
Oh no, that's not fair. I knew the answer. I did. To eat. I knew that.
Shame. If you'd answered correctly, you could have had the last chocolate.
Hey, Addy, ask me the question again.
Do you know that the moray eel also goes out at night to hunt and catch little sleeping fish?
Well, if I were a moray eel, I'd rest at night, because it's really tiring going the whole day with your mouth open. Now that's a bit dangerous. That poor prawn's gonna get eaten.
No, in fact, the prawn has come to clean the moray eel. The prawn eats all the parasites from its skin and even from its mouth.
Oh no, it's gonna get munched.
Just look, it's come out again unharmed. They are the best of friends. The prawn eats and the moray eel is cleaned. Everybody wins.
So what if I did the same? What if I nibbled you then?
Well, whoops, you know that I'm far too ticklish.
Ah, but I am hungry.
I get it. I'll go and get that chocolate. See you soon, Earthlings.
So, is the moray eel a snake?
No, it isn't. It's a fish that has a long body with no scales and very big teeth. You should be careful not to upset it, as you might get bitten.
Don't you think fish are lucky? As they live in the sea, they never need to wash themselves.
The ocean is not a big bath, whoops.
It's a mega super bathtub. It's as if fish are always having a bath, so they're always clean.
Not exactly. Fish have got to protect themselves against parasites found in the water. If they don't, they could get ill.
So how do they get clean then?
Look. This moray eel hasn't got scales to protect itself, so its skin is very sensitive to parasites.
So then, what he needs is some soap.
Oh no, not soap, but instead there is something else which can help clean him.
That little shrimp must be awfully ticklish for the moray eel.
It's a cleaning shrimp. It pecks at all the parasites on the skin and cleans all the fish that can't clean themselves.
I prefer to do my own scratching. Addy, pass me the brush, please. Oh, do you mind?
In fact, the reason why the shrimp clean the parasites from the skin is to eat them.
Ugh, that's disgusting.
Yes, but the shrimp love it.
But look, it's gone in its mouth. That fish is going to eat the poor thing.
No danger of that. The fish is there to get cleaned and the shrimp to eat. Everyone is happy.
Still, it wouldn't catch me doing that. Look how it's flapping about.
That means that it feels clean and it's telling the shrimp now to get out of its mouth.
I have also finished.
Of course you have, Whoops. You know there are other cleaners, like this remora. Look, Whoops, this remora attaches itself directly to swimming fish. Thanks to a disc-shaped suction pad, it can stick directly to the shark's skin and nibble on its parasites.
So it doesn't need to swim itself, lazy fish. It uses a shark taxi.
Well, yes, it does take advantage. And sometimes it lets go to pick up bits of food the shark's been eating.
Look at that one. That's not a very fast taxi.
Yes, but the remora is in no hurry, as it's got its food right there.
Well, if I do have to wash, I do enjoy a good scrub.
You're not the only one. The dolphin does the same. It's also got a sensitive skin, so to get rid of parasites, it rubs against sea algae or sand.
That reminds me, after a shower, it's always dinner time. Whoop! I'm going to clean out the fridge.
See you next time, Earthlings.
Addy, how do fish clean themselves?
Cleaners remove parasites from fish's skin by pecking on their skin and scales. What are you doing, Whoops?
I'm looking for my cakes.
Whoops, you should be careful. If you carry on eating like that, it won't be long before you're as big as a sea elephant.
Here they are.
Here, look. Here are some sea elephants.
Dearie me, they're enormous.
Well, yes, that's why they're called sea elephants. An adult male can measure up to 20 feet long and weigh 3.5 tons. But they're also called that because of their trunks.
But it's really small.
It's true that they are smaller than a real elephant's trunk, but it can still measure up to a foot long. Once it's enlarged, it can bend round to its mouth. That way it can sniffle and bellow and make sounds which can be heard up to 1.5 miles away.
Blah! That's disgusting. Better to use a megaphone.
Yes. You know, Whoops, sea elephants spend their time in the water and on the beach. In fact, the beach is their meeting place. It's where the males can find females.
The sea, the beach, they have got such a good life.
Absolutely. They do indeed spend most of their day snoozing on the beach.
Oh, what's going on? Is it dinner time? Oh. So, what do sea elephants eat then?
They like squid and fish and smaller sharks.
Whatever they eat, they really are big. Look at that one.
Yes, it's not easy for a sea elephant to move across the sand. It's in the water where it's most graceful. Most of the time they live there.
Wow, that's strange. Their fins look like hands. They even look as though they got fingernails.
And that's not all. Every year, around January time, a sea elephant molts or changes its coat. And to take off its old one, it has to scratch.
Tell me, Addy, how do you know which one is male and which one is female?
It's very simple. The females are much smaller and weigh 1/4 of the average male.
And what is that?
That is a baby sea elephant. After giving birth, the females feed and nurse the babies for about a month. After that, they go back into the sea and the cubs have to fend for themselves. And what's more, they never stop growing and putting on weight. That's how we know how old they are. The older, the bigger.
And how long do these granddads live for?
About 20 years.
So, tell me, Addy, are they fat because they eat so much?
No, don't worry yourself. Let's just say it's in their nature.
That's all right then.
Bye now, Earthlings.
So, Addy, what is a sea elephant?
Sea elephants are enormous animals that can reach up to 20 feet in length and weigh up to 3.5 tons. They live in cold water near the North Pole. You know that's an ancient totem pole, Whoops.
And are fish really old too? Have they been around for a long time?
Well, the first fish appeared in prehistory. In other words, 500 million years ago, well before man appeared.
And did they look like the fish of today?
In fact, I can show you what they looked like then, because some of them still exist today.
What on earth is that little monster?
That is a horseshoe crab, the oldest species of fish still in existence.
Oh, it looks like it's got a shell, just like a turtle.
A bit like that, Whoops. The back of the horseshoe crab is very hard, just like a shield. At the start of their evolution, fish didn't have scales, jaws, or even fins.
What? No jaws? But that's terrible! How would you eat?
Well, they managed. The first fish swallowed water in order to eat tiny organisms.
So, you're saying that all they ate was crumbs?
Later, fish developed proper jaws to eat and to chew, and so they were able to eat things that were too big to be just swallowed whole.
Right, so no scales, no jaws, no fins. So what were they made up of then?
A vertebral column which forms a central axis, muscles and limbs, which all end up in a pointed tail, which helps them to move in all directions. A horseshoe crab can measure about 25 inches in length generally.
Why does it swim backwards, Addy?
Well, because it hasn't got proper fins, a horseshoe crab swims on its back, helped by its limbs which are on its stomach.
Ah, that's it, all straight.
Horseshoe crabs are animals that live close to the beach. As you can see, they love hiding in the sand. They're carnivores and like to eat small mollusks as well as algae.
So, Addy, where do these funny little creatures live?
We regularly see one species of horseshoe crab along the American Atlantic coast.
Hey, Addy, look at me. I'm a horseshoe
A
crab.
true prehistoric fish. The only thing missing is eyes to see where you're going. Oh!
You could have told me earlier.
Come and see, Whoops. This is what a horseshoe crab's eyes look like.
Huh? They're only small black dots.
Yes, and with their funny shape, they can walk on sand without it going in them. Have a look.
Oh, wow! There's a whole crowd of them.
This is when they start to reproduce. The horseshoe crabs clamber onto shore and start to mate. The females dig holes and lay 200 to 300 small eggs in each.
Well, that's all well and good, but I'm not prehistoric like them.
Yeah, so?
You see, Mr. Addy, I have a jaw, and I'm going to use it. Dinner!
OK, see you later, Earthlings.
What is the oldest living fish?
The horseshoe crab is the fish that most resembles that from prehistory, having no scales, no jaw and no fins.
Can we turn the heating up, please, Addy?
The ship is very well heated. There's no chance of you catching a cold.
At the moment, maybe, but we're currently sailing right under the ice.
But that's normal. We're arriving at the North Pole, Whoops. Look, this area is known as the Arctic Circle. It is cold here all year round, which explains all this ice and icebergs.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get some bottles of raspberry sauce and pour it all over the icebergs. And hey presto, we'll make the world's biggest ice lollies.
I'd rather find out about all the marine animals that live in these cold seas.
What? There are animals that really still come here despite the fact it's freezing.
They do, Whoops. Look, here is a shoal of belugas.
They look like whales, don't they? Or maybe even dolphins.
A little bit. The beluga is a marine mammal, also called the white whale, but in fact it is shaped like a dolphin, as it has no dorsal fin.
It's got a very funny head all the same.
Yes, it's got a snout and a hump the shape of a melon on its forehead.
Now that's strange. It looks like he can turn his head whichever way he wants.
That's because the beluga, like us, has a proper neck, which allows it to turn its head really easily.
Hey, Addy, it's going to eat the camera.
Oh, don't worry, Whoops. It's just curious.
Look, it's smiling at us.
Its snout allows it to communicate and to look for food on the seabed.
Just like me looking in the fridge.
The beluga eats fish and crustaceans and also worms and mollusks, which it sucks in through its mouth.
Just like me eating creme caramels.
And here is another kind of white whale. These are called narwhals.
Oh, did you see that? Was that a kind of horn?
That's right. Narwhals have a long spiral-shaped tusk. It grows up to 10 feet long.
And do they use it to eat with?
If truth be known, we're not sure yet. But it's probably for defence rather than for eating.
So it's like a tusk for the elephants then?
A little, but I want to show you another marine mammal that will make you think of an elephant.
Oh, are those seals?
No, they're walruses.
Oh my goodness, it has two huge tusks.
If you look closely, you'll see that its body is covered with a thick, wrinkly, hairy skin just like an elephant's. Its 3 feet tusks are used in defence and also as hooks to climb over the ice.
And that huge moustache, what's that used for?
Well, it's a set of very sensitive whiskers that allow it to find food on the seabed.
Well, no one's going to mess with a walrus, are they?
Don't you believe it? The walrus has 2 predators, humans and polar bears. Did the polar bear scare you?
No, it's seeing it in that water that makes me shiver all over. I need a cup of lovely hot chocolate.
Catch you next time, Earthlings.
Do any marine animals live in cold waters?
In the cold seas like the Arctic Circle, you can find white whales, narwhals and belugas living alongside walruses and polar bears. Look, Whoops, there's a clownfish.
Where's the clown?
No, it's a clownfish. Anyway, you're too late.
There's no such thing as a clownfish.
Yes, there are. I can show you one. They're very small, and they're called that because they're orange with white stripes.
So they should be called tigerfish then.
No, that would give the impression that they're dangerous.
It is just a clown. Does it look like this then?
Oh, there's one now. They live inside sea anemones. That's their refuge.
That's really cute, right in the heart of a water garden.
Not at all. Contrary to what you may think from its name, the sea anemone is not a flower, but a kind of animal. It's called a polyp. Yes, I know. You're going to tell me sea anemones are poisonous.
Huh? What? I didn't say a thing.
Well, you're right. The anemone is poisonous. But did you know that the clownfish has an immunity against this poison, and so that means it will not be killed by it? He rubs against the anemone's tentacles, which immediately cover him with a protective film, so that the poison will not affect him. Nature has thought of everything.
But anyway, your clownfish, can he do tricks like this? What'd you do that for?
You need to know, Whoops. This only works with the clownfish. All the other fish that come into contact with the anemone die of poisoning. The clownfish also cleans the anemone of its parasites. It's a cleaner fish.
All right, I understand. It does all the housework. That's very kind of it.
And it also attracts other fish to the anemone's tentacles.
In other words, it acts as bait.
Exactly. The anemone offers the clownfish a place to live, protection against predators and food. In exchange, the clownfish cleans the anemone and helps it find food by acting as bait. You scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. And did you know that all clownfish are male when they are born? It is only the strongest clownfish that become female.
You are joking. Oh, now that is funny.
But clownfish do have an instinct for family. When a male and a female meet, they are together for life. They make thousands of little clownfish together. And afterwards, the babies never really go far from their parents. Even when they reach adulthood, they stay near the anemone. After all, the clownfish is barely bigger than my hand, so they can't swim very far. Catch you next time, Earthlings!
So, Addy, what is a clownfish?
It is a fish with orange and white stripes that lives totally protected in a sea anemone. What are you doing, Whoops?
I've been trying to catch this fly for 2 hours.
It might have got into the ship last time we stopped.
Are you sure it didn't come from the sea? Surely there are insects in the water, aren't there?
No, there are hardly any insects in the sea. But you know there are certain crustaceans that look like insects. Look.
That one's funny. It looks more like a vegetable than an insect.
That's exactly why it is known as a sea cucumber. It has a very soft body in the shape of a cylinder.
And can we eat these sea cucumbers at all?
I wouldn't advise it. Most sea cucumbers have poisonous skins. You would have to spit it out immediately. In fact, that's how they defend themselves.
If only this fly would move as slow as a snail, I'd stand a chance.
Did you know that there are snails that live in the water? They are sea slugs, to be exact, but also known as nudibranches. They are sea gastropods with no shells, but with bright colours.
Why are they called nudibranches then?
Because on their backs they have a kind of bare, nudie, gill, a branch, which allows them to breathe underwater. These gills do stick out, but can be retracted when they're in danger.
I can't hear that fly. I think he must have flown away.
Let me give you a clue, Whoops. Look, do you see that grey bump on the moray eel's eye?
Yeah. What's that all about?
Well, it's a sea louse, a parasite that lives on fish without them knowing it. Wait, Whoops. I want to show you some more sea insects.
Go on, I'm listening.
Introducing the sea cicada.
It looks like a woodlouse, not a cicada.
In fact, it's a small crustacean from the same family as rock lobsters. The sea cicada has a hard shell on its back and can measure up to 1 foot long.
And would this cicada of yours have any idea how to catch flies?
No, but I can show you how it moves when it's in danger. It swims backwards by using a fin situated at the end of its abdomen to push the water and project itself backwards.
This is far too exhausting. You know, I'd be better off trying to catch a worm, Addy. It's much easier.
An earthworm, possibly, but a sea worm is more difficult. Look. This is a spirograph, a small sea worm which makes a tube in the sand from which it can open out its circular plumes.
Oh, piece of cake to catch that!
Don't be so sure, Whoops, because the spirograph is capable of retracting its plumes in the blink of an eye.
Right, I'm calling off this insect hunt. Instead, I think I'll have 40 winks.
See you next time, Earthlings.
So, Addy, do insects live in the sea?
Many marine animals that are like insects do exist in the water. For example, sea cucumbers, nudibranches, spirographs and sea cicadas, amongst others.
Addy, come and see! I spotted something! What kind of fish is that?
It's a polar bear.
But it can swim very well for a bear.
Yes, it has no problem swimming and can swim more than 60 miles.
How do you know where he's going?
A polar bear has a very long neck and long limbs, which allow it to see far away, even in water.
That's strange. It's got a very small head for a bear.
Absolutely. That small straight head and the colour of its fur distinguish it from a brown bear.
Oh, can I see? Oh, they look cute. Oh, Addy, can we go out and play with them?
Certainly not. Polar bears are very dangerous.
But they look just like teddy bears. They can't be that bad, surely.
Whoops, believe me. The polar bear is the biggest and most dangerous of all land carnivores.
I have an idea!
No point feeding yourself up, Whoops. They can weigh between 500 and 1,500 pounds.
Look at this perfect camouflage. Now they'll think I'm a polar bear and let me play with them. Hey, clever, eh?
I'm afraid your camouflage is useless. These bears have a very strong sense of smell and will spot you straight away.
But when it's that cold, their noses must get blocked up.
Don't forget that the polar bear is perfectly adapted to the polar climate. It is very muscular and can run up to 25 miles an hour. So if it mistakes you for a seal, its favourite dish, for example...
I think I'll stay on the ship then. It's not because I'm scared, it's just because it's too cold outside.
You're right to stay here indoors. Because where polar bears live, it is cold practically all year round. Polar bears are found around the North Pole. There, the temperature barely gets above 0 degrees C in summer and gets down to minus 50 degrees C in winter.
So, it either has to skate or swim in freezing cold water.
That doesn't matter to a polar bear. Its big paws allow it to swim just as well as walking on the ice.
Oh, see that? The ice is too soft. He'll sink.
Yes, but its paws are so big that it won't sink too much. It's like you walking on the snow with snow rackets on your feet.
I can't understand why anything would want to live in such a cold climate.
The polar bear likes the cold. It stays there all year round and doesn't even migrate in the winter. That's why its fur is so thick. It protects it from the cold and can even trap a bit of heat from the sun.
All right then, but what does it do when it gets soaking wet?
Well, it has a layer of fat just below the skin 4 inches thick, which keeps it warm. To keep it alive through the winter, the polar bear's stomach can contain about 160 pounds of food.
Wow! I'd better get in training for the winter too then.
OK, see you next time, Earthlings.
So, Addy, how do polar bears live?
Polar bears are just as comfortable in water as on land, thanks to their thick fur and fat layer, which protect them from the cold. should come and see this whale that's passing right beside us.
Oh!
Are you all right, Whoops?
It's a disaster!
Are you hurt?
Even worse, I've just lost my biscuit!
Follow me so you don't bang into anything.
No problem. You know me, I am...
Emergency lighting on.
But I still haven't found my biscuit.
Now, first of all, I have to fix the main system.
You need to press this one. Watch. Oh.
Brilliant, Whoops. Without any light at all, I can't see what I'm doing.
What about the light from the water?
It's too weak at this depth.
Well, if we're not going anywhere, it could be time for a snack, no?
Ow! Oh, I can't see anything. You know, Whoops, that light comes from the sun, and that when it goes through water, it loses its intensity. And the deeper the water, the darker it is.
Wow! Just look at that, Addy. It's another ship.
That isn't a ship. It's a ctenophore. It's a kind of luminous jellyfish.
A tin of pork? It's a kind of lighthouse that makes light underwater.
The ctenophore. It looks like a transparent egg and has got 8 tentacles to help it swim.
An egg that flashes on and off.
The light comes from the tentacles, or more specifically from its comb rows, which are made up of hundreds of cilia, rather like eyelashes.
Ah, wow. Do you think you'll be able to fix the system with the light coming from that ctenophore? Hey?
Yes, it's perfect, Whoops.
Oh, wowee! It's beautiful!
Indeed it is. Those little lashes are each moving a tiny bit out of sync with the next one. These slight time differences cause a wave over the ctenophore and creates little coloured flashes of light.
Wow, they're like mini firework displays. There are others coming, Addy. Look at that. It's like a luminous carpet.
This ctenophore is called Venus's girdle. It is made up of a band that is about 3 feet long, about 4 inches wide, but is not even half an inch thick.
But are they dangerous like jellyfish, then?
No. Their tentacles are not poisonous. They are sticky and used for catching prey.
Oh, that's a pity. I was starting to enjoy the light show. Bye-bye, ctenophore. And thank you. My biscuit! My long-lost biscuit! There you are!
Catch you next time, Earthlings.
So, Addy, do luminous fish exist?
Yes, like ctenophores, which can produce little flashes of coloured light thanks to the movements of the lashes on their tentacles.
I wonder what I would look like if I were a fish.
Well, I don't quite see you as a fish, more like a sea lion.
A sea lion? More like a pretty seal.
Sea lions and seals come from the same family, Whoops. Apart from the fact that sea lions are more intelligent. Anyway, it's sea lions that you see in water parks. Look, they're just as clumsy as you.
Addy, they look like seals in disguise.
They're not, Whoops. They're sea lions with manes. It's true that sea lions and seals are similar, but there are many differences between them. For example, seals live in icy waters, whereas sea lions live in warmer seas because they can't cope with the cold as well.
Ah, yes, I see.
Sea lions' ears are more apparent than seals' ones, and their fur is different too.
Carry on, I'm all ears.
Sea lions can move about easier than seals can. They can use their fins to help them move, and they're just as quick on land as in the water.
Yeah, but I could beat them in a race any day.
Want to bet?
Don't worry, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
Look, sea lions live in a troop. There are 14 different species of sea lions. The one we can see in front of us is called a sea lion because of its mane.
So, what's the difference between a female and a male?
It's very simple. Only the males have a mane. Plus, they're 5 times bigger than the females. The females have a grey-silver coat on top and light yellow coat underneath. The females measure about 6 feet in length and the males up to 10 feet.
So in fact it's not because they're cold that the males have a fur collar, it's just to distinguish them from the girls.
It's to make them handsome. They're almost as vain as you.
Well, I can't help being naturally handsome.
Yes. And did you know, Whoops, that unlike you, sea lions are prepared to make great sacrifices?
Really? What like, Addy?
Well, in order to keep their dominant position over a group of females, the males will starve themselves rather than lose control to another male.
So what? I can stop eating between meals too, you know.
Well, they starve themselves throughout the whole of the mating season.
You mean they don't eat for several months? That's awful.
But it's worth it. Look at this, Whoops. A cute baby next to its mother. Unlike the adults, it has a black coat on its back. Females only have one baby at a time, and each pregnancy lasts 1 year.
After starving so long, the sea lions must eat like a horse. By the way, what do they eat?
Sea lions eat octopus, fish, and squid.
And what's more, it's not served to them on a plate. They have to hunt for it.
Yes, by diving up to 600 feet deep in the water.
If they're strong enough.
They are, don't you worry. Bye-bye, Earthlings.
Why are sea lions called sea lions?
Because the males have a mane, just like a lion, and they belong to the same family as seals.
Is the sea very deep, Addy?
Well, Whoops, that depends where you are. The sea can be very deep in some places and shallow in others.
So, we could go deeper then?
Of course we can.
Right then, wait a minute! Thanks very much, I'm ready now.
I don't think you'll be able to dive very deeply with that snorkel. You can see that at the moment we are not too far from the beaches. We are travelling across the continental shelf. The incline is not very severe and goes down to about 500 feet. This is the continental slope, which descends much more quickly. The incline is now very steep and leads towards the ocean trenches, where we can reach depths of up to 20,000 feet. Under the sea, just as on land, you can find hills and mountains. Also, there are long chains of volcanoes that are called mid-ocean ridges.
That lava in the water, surely it can't burn?
At the summit of a volcano, there are huge fissures that are called rifts. Through these rifts, the lava oozes up from the depths of the planet. When it makes contact with the water, it solidifies and creates a new crust. This new crust pushes everything that is around it, albeit very slowly. This is how the continents move over the oceans.
So the continents know how to swim? So I could use them as a kind of boat then?
Look, here's the Atlantic Ocean. And at the bottom of this ocean is a very long range of volcanoes, a huge ridge that goes from north to south. And in certain places, we can also find ocean trenches.
No. How can they be trenches if they're underwater? Surely if they're underwater, then they are full of water, and so may not be...
Oh, whoops. A trench is still a trench, even in the ocean. And these trenches here are the deepest in existence. They are called the Mariana Trenches. They're located in the Pacific Ocean and are 35,000 feet deep.
So is that quite deep then?
Do you know the name of the highest mountain on this planet? It is Everest, which is 29,028 feet high. So the Mariana Trench is like this mountain, but upside down and even bigger.
Wow! So I would never be able to dive down there, would I?
Of course you would. A Frenchman, Professor Picard, went down there in 1960 in a submarine that he invented himself.
I see, but it must have taken him ages to dive all the way down there. I hope he thought to take plenty of supplies in reserve.
Of course he did. Lots of oxygen for starters.
I don't mean that. I mean food in reserve. Oh, that reminds me. I'd better check the reserves in our kitchen.
Oh well, see you soon, inhabitants of the blue planet.
So, Addy, is the sea deep?
The further from the shore you go, the deeper the sea gets, and in some places the floor of the ocean is very deep indeed, in what are called underwater trenches. What's wrong, Whoops?
Addy, I can hear strange sounds.
I know what you can hear. They're dolphins.
Eh? Dolphins? But they sound as though they're talking.
Well, they do have a language that helps them to communicate with each other.
So they talk like us then? With sentences and words?
Scientists are yet to work out the mystery of their language.
So, these scientists, can't they speak dolphin?
Now there's a concept. In fact, we know that dolphins emit sounds using their blowholes. In other words, their nostrils, which are found at the top of their heads.
I can also speak through my nose.
It's difficult to understand you at the best of times, Whoops. Dolphins use sound to find each other too.
Wow!
Oh yes, Whoops, it is amazing. A dolphin emits whistles and clicking sounds. These sounds are turned into waves.
These waves, are they like when you throw a stone into water?
Yes, and a dolphin can locate itself thanks to the echo that is produced, known as echolocation.
It's a bit like bats. They do the same to see in the dark.
Absolutely. What's more, dolphins can produce such high-pitched sounds that they can stun their prey.
What about whales? We've all heard of whale noises, yes?
Good point. Whales do communicate with a mixture of snorting, whistling, grunting, and so on.
Oh, sounds really bizarre.
In the case of whales, it's the males who emit sounds to attract females and to mark their territory.
And can we understand what whales are saying?
As with dolphins, the language of whales is still a mystery. But we do know that each whale family has its own sound, which changes a little each year. This allows them to recognise each other.
Hey, Addy, if I sang a song, could I also mark my territory too? My name is Whoops, and I am a Whoops.
I think you might have to practice a bit more. However, we will be able to hear you from far away.
Even further than whales.
Afraid not, Whoops. We found out that whales can communicate with each other over a distance of dozens of miles.
Oh dear, I'll have to sing really loud then.
Shh! Wait, I can hear a noise in the kitchen.
Huh? Do you think someone's trying to pinch my chocolate puddings?
Who knows?
Ah! Stop, thief! Ah!
Catch you next time, Earthlings.
So, Addy, can sea mammals talk?
Yes, dolphins and whales use sounds to communicate and to find each other in the dark.